You know, one of the things I've learned in this job is that every time you think you have a really good answer or insight, it's always more complicated than that. We, and our bank did some surveys of small businesses. This is a little dated now, that's 3 or 4 months ago, but we surveyed over 500 small businesses across the Southeast. And what we heard back from the small businesses is, first, access to credit was not their #1 problem. Sales was their #1 problem.
That's
sales and revenue.
Demand, confidence and confidence.
And secondly, most of those small businesses, I would say the majority, were satisfied with their credit arrangements for the time being. And those that were not, big surprise, were in the construction business, which of course in the Southeast has had great stress. So
let me just add, if I may, before we go on to the next question. One of the things I found of interest in Europe from Mr. Trichet on down is a fascination with how productive we have become. Our productivity numbers, again, tracing back to what Dennis and I talked about, our business has become extremely productive. It's good news and bad news. I mean, obviously you become productive by driving down your cost variables. Human capital is an expensive cost variable. What we want to see is human capital put back to work. But it also tells you that we could have a felicitous outcome, and that having become so efficient, our businesses, when they see, again, more confidence in the future, whether it's final demand or the resolution of a lot of these issues that are being debated publicly about the ultimate fiscal solvency of the United States and solving these problems, they could go to work quickly hiring people, again, if they're properly incented to do it here in America. As regards the point that Dennis just made, it's not just the surveys done by the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta, but if you look at the National Association of Independent Businesses, which has about 7,000 members, and the good work that they do there, it supports what President Lockhart just said. Access to credit is not the problem for small businesses across the country. Again, it was a serious problem, but the economy's been reliquefied. The cost of capital has been driven down. One of my favorite indicators, I survey, I have a group of 50 around the country, actually around the world, of businesses. The smallest is a dry cleaner in Dallas. He has the best economic forecasting record of all these companies. And I asked him the other day how things were going. He said, look, if you paid me to take money, I wouldn't take it now. And even though I have a slight pickup in demand, the cost of hangers, plastic bags, these little things they put in your cuffs if you have cufflink shirts, is driving me crazy. And I don't, but most importantly, Mr. Fisher, I don't want to add more people right now until I'm absolutely certain that we're going to have a full recovery. But he said, bankers are literally beating on my door. This guy has 32 employees. So I support President Lockhart. I don't think that's the issue any longer. It was. Now, obviously, it depends on your credit worthiness and so on. But that's not what is constraining expansion. It's a lack of confidence. Business operators, and you learn this in business school, make decisions under conditions of uncertainty. That's the difference between being a businessman and a lawyer. A lawyer has precedent. We have no precedent as business people. But extreme uncertainty inhibits decision making. And there still is a lot of uncertainty out there.